Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome everybody. I'm going to do a small video. This is Chef Fortunato. Just as always, wash your hands first before we ever do anything. I'm going to do two videos, all right, all about eggs. And what's great about it is they're very simple, easy ingredients that most people will have in their house. And we're going to make two dishes, right, out of the same 3 eggs. So 3 eggs will get you 2 things. So in my next video, we're going to make something with the egg whites. So stay tuned to that one. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to make a very simple dish called Creme Anglaise. Now, Creme Anglaise is a vanilla custard sauce, and it contains egg yolks, as you can see right here. We have some milk, regular whole milk. Heavy cream is the best if you have it. If you have half and half, that works. I have done it with all whole milk, but heavy cream is best if you can get it. Right. Some sugar, okay, some regular white sugar, and what you see in that sitting in that sugar are vanilla beans. Okay, these are actually the pods that I have used once before. You don't have to have these. If you don't have these, you can simply just substitute plain old vanilla extract, which we'll add in at a separate time. So the only difference is that when we're going to add this in. Other than that, it could be made with either the vanilla bean or the vanilla extract. All right, so we're going to get started now. Now, let me just quickly explain what creme anglaise is. It's a vanilla sauce almost. Think of melted vanilla ice cream. Okay, so if you take vanilla ice cream and you would melt it, that's pretty much what creme anglaise is. And what it's used for, it's used as a sauce, an accompaniment to go on any type of dessert. You could serve it with brownies, bread pudding, apple pie. My wife and I just enjoyed some of it. We made bread pudding a couple days ago. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do this. So first things first, separating eggs. Very important. Okay, as we've learned throughout our egg module, is that there are multiple parts to an egg. Okay, the 2 main parts that we're familiar with that we eat and consume are the egg yolks and the egg whites. The yolks obviously are yellow and they contain mostly fat and they're great for thickening things up. And the other part is egg whites. The egg whites are mostly water and protein, very high in protein, low in fat and calories, so they're good to consume if you're looking to cut back on calories, and they also whip up very well. And that's a little bit of a hint, a little peek under the kimono of what we're going to do for the next video, so stay tuned. What I'm going to show you now is how we're going to separate an egg. Now, the best thing is when you crack an egg on a flat surface. I'm not a big fan of cracking on the edge of the bowl. It happens to force the shells on the inside just a little more. All right, so when you crack an egg on a flat surface like the countertop, you tend to get a cleaner break. It's not guaranteed, but it will work. All right, and over one bowl, when you open this up, you want to let the egg kind of sit in one side. All right, and what you're immediately going to see is most of the whites kind of fall away. What we want to gently do is pass the egg yolk back and forth. Now, remember that the yolk is very, very delicate, so if we were to kind of be too rough with it, we can pop it. It's almost like a water balloon. All right, it's very delicate. And what we want to do is just gently pass it back and forth so that most of the whites fall away. Right, now, don't go crazy and trying to get the last little bit. That's when everyone usually tends to break the yolk. And if any yolk gets in that white, right, you see there's nothing there. Okay, if any yolk gets in there, those whites are no longer be able to be used for whipping. You can use them for other items like an egg wash, but they're no longer good for whipping up because the fat prevents that from happening, and we're going to talk about that in the next video. So over here, right, I'm going to take my egg whites, put them to the side. Right, I have my last yolk in there. And very simply, this recipe, right, is 3 egg yolks, so 3 tablespoons of sugar, which I'm going to pour into the yolk. Okay, I'm going to keep those vanilla beans on the side. And what I'm going to do is over here to my left, I'm going to add in my vanilla beans, if using vanilla beans. If not, then no vanilla yet. My milk and my cream. Okay, so the cream, milk, and vanilla bean if using it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on high. And all I want to do is just bring it up to a very quick boil. It should not take more than a minute, okay, on high flame. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here, okay? And what we want to do is very simply just whisk up the sugar and the egg yolks. What we're looking to do here is break up the yolk dissolve some of that sugar. You can hear it kind of sounds a little gritty. You can pick that up, almost like sand. And what we're looking to do is kind of break that sugar up and kind of dissolve it so that it is smooth. You'll also notice as I whisk this up, it will take on a more of a lighter color. All right, I'm trying to see if you can get it looks dark yellow, and as we whip it, right, you'll notice that it'll get lighter in color, almost like an Easter egg color. Okay. And that's simple. That's what we're looking for, right? Not that much of a whipping action. We're not looking to make this into a lot of bubbles, right? We're not looking to achieve bubbles. So very simply, something right there is what we're looking for. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, and we're going to come back over here, and you'll notice, very simply, in the time that we whisk up the yolks, we're starting to get bubbles. All right, now we do not want to boil this thing over. All right, we just want to get it just where you see that rapid bubbles there, and we're going to stop. Okay, if we go too much, then we can scald the milk, and when you do that, you wind up separating the milk, and it gets kind of chunky or gritty. So now here's the next big thing, and what you guys have learned in the packet that I've sent out is a term called tempering. Now, these egg yolks are cold because the eggs came out of the fridge, and this milk is obviously very, very hot. We want to bring both of them together. Now, if we try to do it too quickly and just dump this on top of here, we're going to wind up getting sweet scrambled eggs. We're going to wind up cooking these egg yolks too much, and we're going to have a curdled mess, and at that point, it's garbage. So we want to kind of equalize the temperature. Right now, milk is hot, eggs are cold. We want to kind of bring these into balance, and that's what tempering is called. It's bringing two mixtures together that have different temperatures and equalizing them. So what we're going to do is take a little bit, and that's the key thing here, is just taking a little bit of the hot mixture, in this case it's going to be milk, and just drizzling it in and give it a light mix. And as that mixes in, again, and if you're doing this by yourself like I am, well, I have a cameraman, but right, if you are noticing that this is spinning, what you can do is you can take a towel that's slightly damp, right, and flatten it out, and what you'll do is just put it on top like that, and that'll prevent it from moving around on you. Right? And what we want to do is I'm just slowly introducing that hot milk cream mixture in, preventing the egg yolks from overcooking. Right? And as you start to go in more and more, you can go faster. So you don't have to be drizzling at this point. Now we can kind of bring it all up, and we want to get everything in there. And now, with this pot, we're not getting rid of it. We're basically now that we've equalized the temperature, right, we're going to pour it right back into our pot. I'll put that to the side. And what we're going to do is return this back to the heat. And what's going to happen, and we're going to put this on more of a medium flame. We don't want to overcook it, right? Because eggs do not require a lot of heat to cook. And all we want to do is just stay here and stir. Right? This is not something you can walk away from. This cooks very quickly. And what's going to happen is that as the eggs get hot, especially the egg yolks, when egg yolks get hot, they go from a liquid to a solid, and they will tighten this thing up. So you'll notice, I want you to notice right now, right, it looks very liquidy, right, like the consistency of milk. And in about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, right, depending on how hot your flame is, right, this is going to get thick, almost like melted ice cream is like the best way to do it. It's going to be like a thick, heavy cream. Now, this is the same way you would make pudding, right, or what we call pastry cream, right? The only difference is that there would be flour and or cornstarch in it, and mixture would get really thick. Right? So in this case, it's going to be looser because we're looking for a sauce. Remember from what I said from the beginning of the video, it is a sauce. Right? And constant stirring is important here because this is not something that takes a lot of time or heat. So if you walk away or stop stirring, the bottom will cook faster than the top, right? And you will have overcooked, right? And this does not require a lot to cook. If anyone's ever made scrambled eggs before, which we have done in class, right? It cooks very quickly. Right? You'll notice here, you can look closely, it is already starting to thicken up, right? You do not want to boil this, right? So if you see here, right, it looks like it's boiling a little on the sides. I turned the flame off already. You see how quick that works? And if you can notice, it does look a little thicker, right? And now we're gonna come on over here and we're going to strain this. I'm gonna bring this over here like that. And I have a little strainer, right? Doesn't have to be that big or small. But what we're gonna do is just very simply just pour this through. And this will strain out any lumps along with the vanilla bean, right? That may have accumulated, right? And if we overcook this, meaning if I would have let that sit for even just 15, 20 seconds more, we would have not had this nice, creamy, thick sauce. We would have had this lumpy, curdled mess that kind of looks like what you see down there. Right? You can kind of see how it looks kind of all lumpy. And it's not smooth, what we're looking for. Right? And if you look here down at the bottom, we have now this beautiful, I'm going to take a spoon in a second. I'm just going to stir that. All right? You don't want to waste it. It's good stuff. I made some for my family last week, and they were all loving it. All right? So I'm going to take that and move that over here. All right? And now I'm going to get a spoon. All right? So you guys can see this, the consistency of it. All right? And you can make this thicker or thinner. Right? If you want it to be thinner, right, you can use a little more cream. All right? In this case, I actually like it a little thick. Now, if you were not using a vanilla bean and you were using vanilla extract, at this point, this is when you'd add in your vanilla extract. So I'll just add it just for intensive purposes, a little bit. Right? And the reason why you put it at the end is because heat, right? If we were to cook this over the stove, would make all that vanilla extract flavor disappear. Right? It evaporates away. Right? Not too much. I don't want this to turn brown. And there you go. That is simple, delicious creme anglaise. Right, this will go into a Tupperware, into the refrigerator. It is always served hot, cold, not hot, excuse me. Right, and this is something that you want to put in the refrigerator and it'll last upwards of a week. Right, and you can put it on all your favorite desserts or just eat it just like that. All right, now stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be on making a meringue. We're going to take those egg whites that we put to the side to now make the next dish, all using just 3 eggs. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.